Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Coming back to Short Track Routes, running a super late model fixed series race. This is the first one for me for this new season. We are here week 4 at Martinsville Speedway, and we are about to get everything along with our butts handed to us. I am not fast at all in these. I've generally not been that fast, but even more now, really not fast. We're probably 3 to 4 tenths off. So we're gonna go out and qualify, see if we can happen to turn anything quick and beat any of the guys in front of us. But just have absolutely nothing for the field in this race. It did end up splitting, so we got put in the top split, which I guess is great for iRating potential, but just gonna absolutely get murdered. So let's see if we can make lap 2 any faster. We get it a little too hot, kind of slide it around. That's going to kill us off the corner. Let's see if we can try to get any quicker through 3 and 4. Still just having a hard time figuring out the feel of the car. I've made some adjustments on the brakes and not sure if I like it. Yeah, we're really bad. I think leaders are at like an 80. 83, something like that, so that's 3 tenths off there. And I mean, I guess maybe somehow they're going to burn tires up faster, but fast guys are still going to be fast, so we are not going to be very good at all. This is one of those where I knew that kind of going in that I was going to be off the pace, didn't know how far off the pace I was going to be. Yeah, you can see there's a pretty substantial gap. Like, I mean, maybe we could get close to that 88, but I highly doubt it. But you can see we're, you know, 2.5 tenths off, almost 3 tenths off. I just cannot seem to get the feel for these cars at all. I'm going to bump the steering ratio. I'm going to run 14 for it just to make it easier to catch a slide. Other thing I've been doing, I've been trying to mess around with the force factor for the brakes just to try to get it to feel right for the car itself. So we're going to go back down a little bit. I feel like it doesn't kick in as quickly as I'd like it to. So start on the outside too as of right now, unless the 11 is able to bump us back a spot. That's gonna definitely be rough on the outside for sure. When we're that slow, we'll probably get freight train sent all the way to the back. 11, his first lap falls just short of us, so let's go check him out. Maybe we can get lucky and see if he turns a second lap that's faster, because that's the end of the session, lap. B6. And unfortunately he didn't. So yeah, we're going to be starting 6th. Just the hope is to finish there if we can. Obviously we really need a top 5 to be able to have any shot at making iRating. I'm guessing let's see, look at the divisions again. The 1 and the 2 are probably pretty far up. Everybody else is probably around us, if not a little bit worse. So it's going to be, it might even have to be a 4th place finish to really see any kind of iRating gain. So going to try to do the best we can. Let's get gridded up. And the hope, too, would be that maybe we can actually survive wrecks if they happen. And just try to keep the car as clean as possible. And if guys end up getting involved in wrecks, then that could be spots we could gain by them having to go to pit road to repair the cars. So just see what we can do. It's Martinsville. We know it can always be absolutely brutal going into the corners. I don't think these are quite as bad getting off the corners now. They made some adjustments to the cars, and they're not as easy to spin out if you get on the throttle too hard coming out of the corners, but they are still, I mean, you can still easily do that. So 79 Fahrenheit. Still have to watch how you drive them, especially later on in the run if you burn off the right rear at all. So it's still possible. Just gonna try to do the best that we can. Again, it's gonna be tough to hit it, but the goal is gonna be to go 0x first and foremost. See if we can try to finish ahead of where we are, beat the car number, and see if we can get the top 5. So in theory, to check off the last 3, if you can do that, you're going to actually hit all 3 at the same time, since we're starting 6th and we're car number 6. So biggest one for me would be try to see if we can maintain the 0x, just so that way try to build a safety rating back up. 65 laps here. I mean, if we can keep it clean, should be able to gain a decent amount of safety rating. Maybe get that 0.4 bump as well to get us further up into the 2s, but it's obviously going to be pretty tough to do here with the fact that it's Martinsville and the fact that it's super late models and fixed race and the fact that we're so slow, there's going to be so many guys that are going to be rushing to try to get around us. So it's going to try to do the best we can. I feel like it's a little bit easier to drive than it used to be for me, which makes me a little less nervous in these races, but at the same time, it also means that everybody else has the same benefits as well. So anybody that I had an advantage of, trying to beat on the throttle control is now going to be able to compete with us. So he's going to watch to see when the leader goes. He's probably going to wait to get himself straight and go. We're off and rolling. Just going to try to find our way to the inside as soon as we can find a hole, but we're also not going to be forcing anything. It's something I'm trying to work on in these short track races that I used to have an issue with. Going to see if we can clear the 4 going into turn 3. We are able to. Doubt the 7. Yeah, we weren't going to be able to freight train the 7, so able to move up to 5th off of the start, which makes me happy. Doubt we'll be able to go 65 clean, but you never know. And hopefully we can save tires a little bit better. So the last 15-20 laps, we've got more than some of the guys behind us. Other goal, I guess, would be to try to see if we can stay on the lead lap, which would make me happy given, how slow we are. So just kind of okay with riding around right now. You can see the front 2 were gone like I expected it to be. We're kind of just riding with the 3 and the 7, probably about similar pace. So just going to try to do what we can. Looks like there's a issue up front, and the 2 had to jump way to the inside of the front stretch. If we start getting stacked up behind by the 11, we may have to find a way to try to get around the 7 and the 3, but for right now I'm kind of fine with just riding right now. Can't get too much of the curb there, that's going to send you around. Just trying to kind of ease it and do the best that we can. Not use too much wheel, not slide the right front too much going in the corner. Trying to keep it as close to the 7 as I can. Looks like we're all going to be about nose to tail pretty soon. 3's probably holding everybody up, so nose to tail means that there's probably going to be contact made at some point. And knowing my luck, that's going to involve us. You can see we got the curb. 11's going to look to our inside. We'll probably just have to give up the position. Although I'll try to pinch him down a little bit to take a run. Fortunately, we had the issue. Probably going to get freight train sent back to 8th or 9th, depending. But trying to do the best that I can. Fortunately, I think the 8's close enough. There's the contact that I expected. There goes the 4X. We're just going to lock it up, try to hold it. And we're going to go all the way to the back. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look and see if that was on us or not. I feel like I was, pinching him down, which was my intention to try to slow him. I think he probably washed up a little bit and got into us coming into the corner, so we'll just have to take a look and see how much I came down after the race and see if that was my fault or not. So, hate to be the cause of the first caution, hate to also have blown the 0x this early on, but again, we know it's Martinsville, we know it's short track racing, we know in fixed setup everybody's getting really aggressive. Have not learned enough about these, both from a driving standpoint and a setup standpoint, to feel like I could go run the open in these. I feel like I would get killed even more than I am in this, but eventually would like to transition to open for a lot of my series, just because I feel like I've seen a big uptick in the aggression in the fixed series across the board in all of them, and it's just, I don't know, it's not something I want to deal with. It's not as fun. I know I'll still run a lot of them for you guys, partially because I'm trying to learn the driving and everything, and I enjoy putting out videos in the series that you guys like to run to help you guys, and you can see my progress, because that really focuses on driving. But at the same time, I also don't enjoy some of the racing that goes on in it. So looks like the 11, you can see the message up there that he apologized, it was his fault. So no harm, no foul, I guess. Car shouldn't really be damaged at all. Just hurts the safety rating and the ego and puts us all the way to the back. So no big deal. Try to grind it back, see if we can outlast some guys and do what we can. I don't know. I mean, we'll just watch the replay, see if it was our fault. It was probably our fault. Normally these things are, when I try to hold my best. Probably should have just let him by, see if we could have let the 8 by as quickly as possible and fallen back in front, the cars behind him. So still trying to learn my racecraft a lot and do what I can. Looks like there might have been some discussion about that up
Okay, Jake.
up there, so I had the chat muted, not really too worried about it. Yeah, we'll just take a look at the replay and evaluate it for ourselves after the race. Gonna get restarted here on lap 12, so we will have 54 to go, long way to go. Not even technically 20% of the way there, so plenty of laps to try to get back there if there's going to be more issues. Looks like the leader's kind of bunched the field up.
Green flag, we're racing.
Looks like the 10's pretty slow. We're going to try to get by him on the outside going into the corner. He just instantly parks it on the inside, so he must know that. We've got the 5 stuck here on the outside, so we're going to try to follow the 9 on the inside, see if we can freight train him. At least pick up another spot there. Got almost 3 wide, it looks like, up front. That's never going to work out very well. They sort that back out 2 wide.
The gap behind is now
Just trying to follow the 9 through. 5 goes really, really high, so we're just going to watch him coming off the wall, which is exactly what happened. Thought I was clear and was not. Yeah, that hurts. We're going to have damage, and we're going to have to go in and fix that. Thought I could come up, and it looks like he got the run off the corner and just kind of stuck his nose there, so there really goes the safety rating. That one I don't feel like was my fault, but I guess we'll take a look at it and see what happened. I don't know, it's just frustrating when guys try to do stuff like that, so we're gonna come in to fix the damage. I know it shouldn't make that big of a difference, but I just want to try to do what we can, get whatever we can fixed on it. Yeah, I literally called out that I had to watch for the 5 coming off the wall and thought I was clear of him, and he still comes down and gets us, so super frustrating. Just how my racing has been going lately. It's Martinsville, I guess. What are you gonna say?
100 feet.
Just gonna watch out for the pace cars so we can try to get back out in front of them. You can see we've got a lot of repairs, so we're barely gonna get anything fixed, and it's probably gonna take a lot of cautions if we have them to try to get stuff fixed. So it's gonna try to get as much done as I can, see if we can just kind of outlast things, and hope that we're able to do something with it. Pull back out, see where we at in terms of how many laps to go, see if we can try to get back out there.
Pits are open.
Got 2 to go, so we might try to catch up and see if we can get one more set of repairs in. We should be able to get by the 5 since he's still sitting on pit road and he'll go laps down. Just try to get a little bit more fixed if I can. This is probably going to hurt me with the 1 to go, but just going to try to see what I can. Actually, we'll probably just stay out.
$300 feet.
Yeah, we're just going to stay out, try to line back up. Try to get back up to the 10.
Green, let's go.
Off and rolling, we got the 5 behind us. He's cutting it away, so shouldn't have to worry about him. Not sure how much the damage is going to affect the cars, so we're just going to see what we can do. It's probably going to have it affect pretty badly, given that we still had almost 2 minutes of repairs left. And there's a wreck right there. No caution, everybody kind of straightens it out. 4 got turned. I think that might have been the 9 getting into him. We were able to avoid that. We're going to get by the 10. It's at least worth 1 spot to try to minimize some of the damage out of this race. Looks like the 5 has disconnected from the race, so it solidifies that we should at least not finish dead last. Probably faster than the 10, but probably not faster than the 9 and the 4 would be my guess. Just going to try to run here and see what we can do. 10 gets into the wall coming out of 2, so that makes me feel a little bit better that if we can keep it clean, we should be able to get by them. Although, sadly, the 10 is catching us, so if he can keep it clean, it's actually going to be his spot to get, and it'll put us back to 10, so... Looks like everybody else up front's keeping it clean. We knew that was going to be the problem after getting the damage, that if there was no wrecks, we were going to fall way to the back. Looks like we're kind of pulling away from the 10 now, so... But the 9 and the 4 are massively gapping us, so... Just gonna do the best that we can. Try to ride this out, see if we can complete as many laps as possible, try to minimize the damage to the safety rating as well, and see if we can just finish 9th, which, you know, fortunately was not the result we wanted, and we'll go back and review the 2 wrecks and see what we could have done differently or what happened there. You know, obviously probably staying a lot lower coming out of the corner for the one with the 5 would have been the solution there, and maybe staying a bit higher on entry for the one with the 11, but I don't know. It's hard because, again, we're still here racing. We actually get into the wall out of 2, just like the 10 it did a little bit ago, so allows them to catch up big time. I think they honestly have a faster car if they can just drive it. It's more of a matter of if they overdrive it or not. As you can see, he's caught us big time, and we've also lost big time to the 9 up front, so got a little bit late on the brakes, a little too fast in the corner, got us a little loose, so we're going to try to minimize that. And we're starting to approach halfway, so just trying to click off as many laps as we can. Most likely go down a lap if this stays green, which sucks because that's less laps that we complete, but, you know, we're just going to do what we can, make the most of it. Move the brake bias back a little bit, try to help the car get in a little bit. Feels like it's a bit too tight, which I'm sure the damage is contributing to that. Clip the curb, perks the car. 10's going to look to the inside. If he can get there, I have no problem giving him the position. Not really going to fight him over 9th place. Get into the wall, it gives us another 2 points. That's it. So now we're really just hoping for a break even in safety rating, which I highly doubt is going to happen given when that happens. But we're going to do the best we can. We're only 9 seconds ahead of the leader, so yeah, this is not going to end well. Sorry for giving you guys such a bad video. You can see we're losing about 3/10 a lap right now to the leader, so I feel really bad that, you know, this is what it's come down to, unfortunately. Just feel like the car's so handicapped. You see the 10 gets into the wall on the backstretch, but unfortunately with our damage, it doesn't matter how well we drive, he's just going to be instantly faster than us. And in probably about 30 laps or so, we're going to be going a lap down depending on how it goes. Oh, that one happened even faster. That was half a second that time, so. Only thing I can hope for is that the leader ends up tearing up tires and has an issue, but I got a feeling that, you know, it's going to be worse, especially when I clip a curb and do dumb stuff like that, because we just lost 6/10 that lap, so leader is just absolutely pulled away from 2nd place. So it looks like there is a problem there with the 3. Gonna catch up to the field, at least allows us to try to get on and get a little bit more in the way of repairs.
Car is out. Line up single file behind car 10.
Not much in the way of repairs, but it also buys us more of a gap, so that way if we can keep it going, we will not have, hopefully, as much of an issue with going a lap down. Looks like the 4's headed to pit road.
Speed limit box in 1,430 feet.
We're just strictly trying to get as many repairs done as we can to try to help minimize how much slower the car is. Not sure how much of a difference it's going to make, but I'm going to try to do the best that we can.
300 feet. Okay, Jake.
Just trying to grind out whatever I can out of this. You can see we still got a minute and a half. We're obviously not going to get anywhere near this caution, but going to try to get as much as we can. I didn't Forget to uncheck the fuel, so that just added a ton of weight to the back end of the car, but that's okay. You can see both the 4 and the 3 went into pit road, so they all pulled out probably a little bit of damage. Trying to beat the pace car. Its cautions are short, which would be nice if we were actually running well. Fortunately, it only allows us to get, about 20 seconds of damage repaired each time. So we're still going to need at least another 3 or 4 cautions in order to get everything fixed, which is obviously going to be quite boring for you guys, so yeah, we're back here in 10th. I guess it's possible we could try to get by the 10, but again, we knew the 10 was obviously faster than us, so doubt that's going to happen. We're just going to need more wrecks that actually damage somebody's car so bad that they have to sit in pit road longer, because the 3 obviously does not have that much, otherwise he would not have sat on pit road for that little a time. So looking like a 10th place probably, but just going to try to survive and see what happens. See if we can grind out a few spots. No reason to cut down on the inside on the restart. We're obviously going to be really slow, so we're just going to sit out here. Watch out for the 3.
Hold your line. Okay, Jake. The next car is Smith. Still there.
Almost getting the 10E. Did not dive it in as hard as I thought he would.
Clear low.
Both of them clear. That's fine. Gonna watch out for him getting aggressive. See if he tries to jump around the 10. We are able to get by him, so at least there's a spot there. 4's trying to get to the inside of the 9. 9 washes way up the track. We're going to watch out for that, see if the 9's got problems. Looks like he's rolling okay. 3 looks like he's got some problems going on. He slows down quite a bit. It's possible that we could get another spot. Depending on what goes on, we get on the throttle. 2 car got loose out of the corner. Thankfully able to save it. Watching this up here just to see if there ends up being a wreck or anything. 9 comes off the wall a little bit, kind of scare the 4 down the front stretch. Just want to watch this because if there's a wreck, I do not want to be involved in it. It's my only shot is to try to avoid everything that happens in front of me. 9 gets into the outside wall down the back stretch. I think he's trying to push as hard as he can to not lose the spot, but obviously that's much easier said than done when you're on the outside here. 10's actually able to get by the 9 now, so not sure how much damage the 9 has or what the problem is. I'm still thinking all 3 of them are going to pull away from us, so it looks like we're going to be sitting in 9th, but I guess it's possible if anything happened between the 3 of them that it could always open up the door to try to get back into 6th. A little loose off the corner. Got on the throttle a little too hard. We're going to be coming to the line with 23 to go. Just trying to hold it with the 3 going back into pit road after the restart. He should be going laps down, so that should at least make it a little bit easier for us to stay in 9th, even if we are the slowest car on the track. Looks like he's back out, but laps down to us, so not that 9th is going to do us any favors, but it's better than if we had finished 10th, so trying to just gain as much as I can. I get into the wall just like the 10 looked like he was doing up in front, but you can see the 4, the 10, and the 9 are all pulling away, so our car is just so beat up and so far off the pace. You can tolerate some damage in these cars, but not that much, so just trying to work our way around, starting lap 45. Thankfully, I've not seen the leader on the relative yet, so guessing we can keep it clean. We should be able to stay on the lead lap, moving the brake bias back a little bit more to try to help me get into the corner. Feel like I'm not braking enough. Probably have torn up the right front as well. You can see the 3 actually disconnected out of the race, so definitely solidifies that, we're going to finish 9th at worst. I'm guessing that's probably where it's going to be anyways, unless there's some sort of wreck up ahead, which we didn't know that was going to happen to the 3, and it did, but looks like everybody's kind of strung out. The leader's just absolutely gone, and you've got 2nd through excuse me, 1 and 2 are gone. Then you've got 3rd through 5th. There's the wreck up ahead. We are somehow able to get through that, even though we ended up getting a 4X out of it. I don't think we really got any contacts. I have to let the 10 by, but I doubt there's any damage out of that one. Guess is everybody just spun tires more than anything. So, but that was that wreck that we were looking for. Trying to catch up to everybody and get a little bit more repaired. Sucks that we got another 4X out of it. Safety rating is just absolutely trashed. Again, this is, you know, Martinsville. This feels kind of like what the street stock did. Street stock race did the safety rating, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I should have just gotten on the brakes and tried to go low, but it looked like the cars were going everywhere, so I had already kind of committed to the high side and decided to stick with that. So, yeah, I don't know. We're the only one coming in the pit, so my guess is nothing really happened between the 9, the 10, and the 4 in terms of damage, but maybe if we can get a little more repaired, we won't be as slow in relation to them, and we can do what we can. Yeah, just gonna keep taking advantage of these cautions to try to repair whatever we can.
100 feet.
Wish I would have been able to make it through that a little bit better and not have the issue with getting the incident point, but not much you could do that way, so we'll take it, move on. You know, I don't know, we know wrong place, wrong time. We've got some work to do to not end up as such an unsafe driver, but it's not the full picture, so trying to get improvement, even though these races have not been looking very good. These are, anytime you go to Martinsville, obviously it seems like it's a big safety rating killer, so. Caution seems to be taking a little longer. It looks like next time by would probably be 2 green unless we somehow get it this time by. My guess is if it's going to be this way, we're pulling far enough away from the pace car that this time I'm going to try to take advantage and see if I can get a little bit more done in the way of repairs since we're still under. We've not gotten the 2 to go.
What's your speed limit in the pits? Box in 1,430 feet.
Don't think we'll be able to get the rest of the repairs done, but it's possible that we could actually manage to get most of everything done that's going to happen in the race. So, yeah, just trying to do everything I can for you guys, trying to do everything for my own pride and self. See, we got 36 seconds left. Highly doubt we are going to get all of that done here, but we should be able to get pretty close to it if we have one more caution, then it's possible to complete all of the optional repairs too. So I didn't think I'd even be able to get this much done, so take whatever I can get out of it and try to make, you know, the most of it that I can. Going, looks like they got the 2 to go that time and it kind of sped it up, so we're going to be pretty far off of everybody, which is okay in a sense, I guess. You know, it'll, if anything happens, it'll allow us to avoid it easily. You can see they're all coming off now, so we're about half a lap back, which is fine because that's about where we were going to end up anyways, so we're just going to try to ride complete laps as much as I can, and there's a wreck already, so, you know, you can see that's what this was going to allow us to avoid.
Full course caution, watch out.
We'll see if that's damaged enough cars that they need to go to pit road. Be out of the race. You can see we
Pace cars out.
involved the 10 and the 9. We could probably watch it afterwards and see what happened. Looks like the 10 might have towed the pits this time, so it's possible we could pick up another spot. It moves us into 7th right now. 10 looks like he's actually disconnected.
Watch your speed.
We're going to take the repairs right now, just complete it. This should finish everything off for us. Yeah, we'll probably fall back to 8th, I think, is where it should sort us out, which is, you know, furthest back, so might as well come in and finish out the repairs rather than that one spot.
300 feet.
Doesn't leave us with a ton of laps, but hey,
100 feet.
we're going to do what we can, see if we can even get back to that 6th. This pit stop won't be as long. Thankfully, this is the rest of the repairs that we can do, so nothing left that we can do. No reason to sit anymore. No reason to come back on pit road unless anything new happens, although we cannot sustain any more contact given that we're at 14x, and the next one would put us into pit road for a penalty, so got to try to keep it as clean as we can, which means any wrecks that happen, we are obviously going to try to stay as far away as we can, just to finish the race out without any of the black flags. But you can see we've got 9 to go right now. Haven't even got the 2 to go, so yeah, 9 looks like he's got some fairly substantial front end damage. 7 looks like he's got a little bit of rear end damage. Doubt that's going to affect anything. Don't know what's going to happen to the 9. Looks like the 4 is actually headed into pit road. So there's a spot that way. I don't know if we'll be able to keep the spot off the restart or if the 4 will be that much faster. Not really sure if we're going to pick up any pace with the repairs that we got, but we are going to do the best that we can. 2 to go this time, so we'll be restarting on 60, so we will have 6 to go. Just got to try to get through the last 6 laps without making contact with anybody. Also prefer to try to keep it off the wall if we can. And yeah, you can see the 4 just disconnected from the race, so we are now going to finish no worse than 7th, and I guess it's possible if we can somehow find a good restart and the 7 and the 9 are that slow that maybe we can actually try to still get that top 5 and at least salvage iRating out of it, or close to break even in iRating, even though the safety rating is going to be destroyed. Get you guys something. This is why I wanted to stay out and just try to outlast many people as we can.
Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Hopefully with only 7 cars left on the track, we should try to be able to keep it clean. Yeah, don't think it should be that bad. Funny that the 11 is now, we can see him even though he's in 4th. We've obviously, you know, worked our way back up. Again, no idea what to expect out of the 7 or 9. Not sure what happened in the wreck, if there's going to be payback that's going to be coming, or how slow they are. We're just going to try to do what we can. Watch for the 1 to go.
Green flag, we're racing.
8 has a problem with hitting the curb. Man, everybody's just going everywhere. I'm trying to watch out for all cars so that we don't have any problem with incident points. 11's going to be faster. We were able to get by the 9, so that gets us into 6th. That allowed the 7 to really gain a lot of spots. We'll see if he's actually that fast or what's going to happen. We've got 5 to go this time by. Looks like we're pulling away from the 9, so it could easily be a 6th place finish. Looks like 7 is dropping back, although he's on the outside. Looks like he is faster than us, though, so I highly doubt we will be able to get back to him in the next few laps, but certainly going to try to drive as clean as I can and try to get there. 11's pulling away big time. That was just the issue with the 8 getting in the curb, and then it kind of got everybody all out of whack, and he was trying to save it, so. But looks like we should at least be able to finish where we started, so my guess is at least it minimizes the iRating loss that we'll experience. It's far better than 10th or 9th. 7 gets into the outside wall going into 1. He's got some serious problems. We almost get the wall, had to watch getting on the throttle. Not sure if we're going to be faster than the 7 or not. I feel like my tires are gone, but I'm trying to do what I can. We've only got 2 to go, though, so it's going to be pretty tough to get to him and get by him.
2 to go. That lap was at
But we're going to watch out to see if he has any problems. Kind of got on the throttle a little early trying to work it out of the corner. It almost got a little loose, so that's why I had to lift it. Thinking that we're just going to end up finishing in 6 because it looks like the 7's still fast enough to stay away from us. We're definitely pulling away from the 9, so no issues there. 7 gets into the outside wall again, going into 1. Just going to watch out to see if anybody happens to wreck, which doesn't look like it's going to, so we are able to finish all 6 under green, able to avoid any instant points, not get the black flag, and able to pick up 1 spot for the restart. So I'll take 6, given where we were. That's where we were supposed to finish, is where we qualified, and after all the mayhem, it's a welcome finish to have been able to try to grind that out and get you guys that. So One was in his own league, seemed to be pulling away quite a bit from the two. Yeah, let's take a look at the tires. 88, 93. Yeah, I definitely felt like I had beaten up that right front. So just driving in really hard. That was part of it. So let's go back and take a look at everything and see what happened. This is going to be the incident with the 11 coming up. He's going to be working to the inside. Oh, I didn't even realize he was an all-black car. I love when people do that. That kind of sucks. So let's see. You know, I kind of came down, was still giving him a whole lane on the bottom, though. And this is where it's going to happen. He gets a little loose off of 4 there. We're running side by side. Yeah, he just goes right into us. There's nothing I could have done about that one. I'm literally giving him the entire outside, and you can see he's actually coming up the track. Like, I'm literally, if you look at the blue line on my hood, I'm actually almost drifting up slightly there, and he just comes straight into our door and gets us. So, absolutely nothing I could have done on that one. Yeah, don't feel like that was my fault at all. That's just what it is. Unfortunately, that's, you know, when you get a split like this where there's probably a substantial iRating difference, sometimes that can happen. So we were just unfortunately wrong place, wrong time about that one. So let's go take a look at the next one and see what happens here. This is the one coming up. We got by the 10 off the start. We're going to end up coming up to the 5. He was running really high. And this is the one where I had to watch him coming off the wall. So you can see we're following the 9, trying to catch up to the 9 to be able to freight train. 5 goes really, really high, and oh, that was a really bad net code, really bad net code that happened, and then it actually just ended up sending us into him. So we might have been able to get away with it, but that's what happened. So let's pause it right here. You're gonna see him coming down. He was coming off the wall big time, but you could see prior to that, we were actually about as clear of him as we could. Maybe I don't come quite as high, but to be 100% honest, I can't really hold myself down 3 lanes off the wall or 2 lanes off the wall. So I thought I was clear. You can see how bad the net code is here, and that just spun me and sent me right into him because he was continuing to come up. So I think he was trying to correct, and if we wouldn't have had the net code issue and gotten turned into him, we might have been able to both escape that one, although it was still possible. But again, I feel like that's another one where absolutely nothing I could have done. Again, maybe I try to hold it off, but if I'm holding it down the 3rd lane, you know, right in the middle of the track, that's pretty hard. I thought I was clear of them, and relative made it look like I was clear too. So let's go take a look at the results and see how bad that was. I feel like you know, honestly, I feel like I tried to do the most out of that race that I can. Just wrong spots, wrong time, unfortunately. So you can see it was top split 2384. Actually managed to gain 9 iRating out of that. So picking up that, having the 4 and the 10 have the issues, and then being able to pick up the 1 spot helped us out a little bit. Only lost 0.12, so really happy with that. I mean, obviously 1.63 is not good at all. Got a long way to go, but to get away with Martinsville, with only losing that much, given that we had 14 incident points, I'm really happy with that. So hopefully going to be able to run some other series that'll be a little bit cleaner to try to build that back up. I mean, I plan on running ARCA at USA, which obviously could be a massive risk, but hoping that, you know, if I can run a couple other short track ones and try to just find a hole in the middle and keep it clean, that maybe I can avoid some stuff. But glad to run all the laps, glad to finish on the lead lap, glad to have had a potential at a top 5. You know, just we did the most that we can with it. You know, I expected to be incredibly slow, expected to handle it, just trying to avoid the wrecks, able to accomplish that. Fortunately, we got involved in ones ourselves, which maybe, you know, we could have finished a little bit further up if we didn't have the damage to go a little faster, but did what I could out of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to leave any driving tips, any suggestions if you run this series at all. You know, still really trying to learn how to push these things on the edge to be able to run it as hard as I can without actually, you know, losing control of it. So feel free to leave any driving tips for that. Remember to like and subscribe. I just love hearing from you guys in general. If you want to give your feedback on the 2 wrecks we looked at, feel free to do that. Otherwise, you know, just any comments is great. So love to hear. Stay tuned for more videos. Until the next one, hopefully all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.